your girl P Hope. You already know we about to have us a good time, and we about to get into this finale of Ready to Love. So if y'all ready, then I'm ready. Let's do this thing. So as y'all remember from last week, the finale was all about the couples having to meet the family. Tommy feels like nothing solidifies a real relationship more than meeting the family. So let's jump right into that. Our first couple is going to be Joelle and Vernisha. And it starts with Vernisha inviting Joelle out to meet her stepmom, her mom, and her daughter. Okay, did I say stepmom? No, her stepfather, her mom, and her daughter. Okay, and before Joelle could even get his ass cheeks in the seat, Mama was firing it off. Mama was ready. Mama said, "What are your intentions for my daughter? What do you think about her having 3 kids? Do you think y'all a good match?" And you know, so off the top, Joelle was a little bit choked because Joelle was looking around, you know, to see if he could put a cracker in his mouth. Could he order him a glass of wine first or anything, because he hadn't even sat down good, and Mama was already ready to let him have it. So Vernisha was looking like, "Ma, like, can you just..." And she like, "What? I need to know, hell." But you know, Joelle took everything in stride, because the stepdad was already, like, when Joelle was walking up to the table, the stepdad was already looking like, "Oh no, this ain't it." Like, Daddy was looking like he was not here for Joelle. But once they got into conversation, you know, Daddy definitely lightened up. He put a smile on his face, and everything was everything. The stepdad also says that he knows that Vernisha has an attitude. So how, like, can you handle it? How are you going to deal with that? And Joelle was saying that he will always want Vernisha to be able to express herself. You know what I'm saying? He's not here to change any of that. And he also let them know that he has already caught a little bit of Vernisha's wrath. You know what I'm saying? He knows that she is pretty high strung, and that, you know, she's gonna say whatever it is that she needs to get off her chest. So he's prepared for that. So stepdaddy was like, "Okay, cool, you know, I'm just making sure." Vernisha's daughter asked, what does he think about dating someone that has 3 kids? And you already have 2 of your own. So, you know, are you ready to automatically turn this into a family of 5? And Joelle says he don't see nothing wrong with it. He loves kids. And, you know, from everything that he could tell so far, like, none of y'all don't look crazy. So, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And the daughter was like, "Yeah, no, I'm the same one, but the other 2 are crazy." So she was kind of, you know, giving him a heads up, but he was like, "Nah, you know what I'm saying, I know y'all gonna be good to go, and I'm just excited about what's to come." So Joelle handled all the questions and answers very, very well. Both Vernisha's parents, the stepdad and the mom, and even the daughter, they seem to really like him, and they said that he was a good guy. And Joelle said that the selling point for him was when the stepdad said that, you know, they are just a really big family, and as far as him having 2 children, it's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because they will definitely welcome his children with open arms, and he would not treat them any different than he treats his own. You know what I'm saying? So they are very much welcome into the family. And Joelle said that that was really the selling point for him, because in the end all be all, he's on this journey for his children. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want his children growing up just seeing him as a single dad, or him just having to be this gigolo that goes out and dates behind his children's back. Like, no, he wants to get back into something that's committed, something that's stable, and so that they can see another good woman in their life. So he's definitely hoping that that is going to be, you know, what he finds in Vernisha. So yeah, that was that meeting. Now the tables turn, and it is time for Vernisha to meet Joelle's people. So Venetia had to meet Joel's sister and niece. Okay, the sister's name is BB and the niece's name is Butter. Now Venetia already told us that she already knew a lot about the both of them, because Butter helps Joel a lot with the children. And as far as BB, Joel said that BB reminds Venetia reminds him a lot of BB. And we all know that that's a good thing, especially if a man tells you that you remind them of, of a positive person in their family, because most times when a man is looking for something stable and solid and serious, they want you to have some type of characteristics of their mom or grandma, sister, auntie, somebody that is really, really close to their heart. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily want you to look like that person, because God forbid they're thinking about their family member while y'all doing the hoochie coochie. Ain't nobody got time for that. But as far as the loving characteristics, or certain characteristics that they like about that person, they look for that in a mate. So that was really a plus that Joel could say that about Venetia. So the main question that the sister had for Venetia was, since she has 3 kids, how does she feel about adding on 2 more kids? And Venetia said that she's actually been in this situation before, and she just feels like even if the relationship doesn't work out with that person, then you don't have to necessarily end the relationship with the children. And so that was a good answer, but it also kind of left the sister with a question mark, because she was like, so are you actually done with the person even though you're still dealing with the kids? And she said, oh yes, when I'm done, I'm done. Okay, but I just don't feel a need to cut the children off, because the children didn't do anything to me. So she was like, okay. So that was pretty much the main question and concern that the sister and the niece had. And when Venetia left, the sister was just like, if I'm being honest, I just feel like she likes you a little bit too much. And Joel was like, yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. And then the niece shut all that shit down. And she was like, okay, yeah, she might do like you a little bit too much. And she might is a little lusty over you. I can even give her that. But you said out of your own mouth that your wife was that very same way in the beginning. So don't do her like that. And I said, yes, Butter. Get them together. You get your uncle and your mama together, because they is really in here trying to play Venetia. And I don't know what else Venetia be saying off camera, because I know that it's a whole lot of editing that goes on and things that we don't get to see. But it's just like Joel's family, because y'all remember the first time that they met Venetia, and Venetia said something about being territorial. So this time when she met the sister was like, yeah, I'm his sister and I'm territorial. I felt like that's where she got that from. I feel like that conversation had made it back to her, and so she was being petty and trying to see what Venetia's response was going to be to her saying that, okay, well, I'm Joel's family member and I'm territorial, so what's up? But Venetia definitely doubled down on that shit, and she was like, okay, well, that's fine, because I'm territorial too. So look, bitch, we can be territorial together. And so I don't know what goes on off camera, but just my personal opinion, Venetia doesn't give me she doesn't give me like doing too much. She really doesn't. So drop down in the comment section and let me know if y'all see what I don't see. Do y'all see her being like just too head over heels for Joel? Because I don't see it. Like, I personally don't see it. But y'all let me know what you think. Jason and Liz. Okay, so Jason is about to meet Liz's people. Okay, they're meeting up at a restaurant, and Liz is introducing him to both of his sisters and his brother-in-law. So as soon as Jason walks into the restaurant, you know, of course he greets everyone, and then he notices that it's some food on the table. So he was like, you know, have y'all blessed the food yet or whatever? Oh, okay, no, you haven't. All right, let's join hands and let's go ahead and bless this here food. And so he jumped right in. He took control of the situation, and that gained a lot of brownie points with him right off the top before they could even ask any questions, because they're like, okay, you know, he's a man that can come in and handle his business, and you know what I'm saying, he blessing the food, you know what I'm saying. So we got to know that he got some type of Christian knowledge, you know, to come in and just bless this food the way that he just did. So of course that put a Kool-Aid smile on Liz's face, and she's thinking that, you know, they're gonna take it easy on him. So once everybody gets the howdy doodies out the way, one of the main questions that they asked Jason was, what is one of his favorite Bible quotes? And I was just like, that's what you want to know? I wasn't tripping though, because this is Liz's family, and Liz did tell us in episode 1 that she does come from a huge Christian background. So it doesn't surprise me that her family is along the same lines that she's on. You know what I'm saying? In everything that you do, inviteth the Lord. Okay, so that was one of the main questions that they wanted to know, was what was some of his favorite Bible quotes, and he hit them with it. I don't personally remember what he said, but he hit them with not one but 2 of his favorite quotes. And so then the sister was like, oh, you a real one, you for real. And he was like, yeah, I am. So I don't know what they were expecting. I don't know if they thought maybe that this whole time that Jason had just been kind of putting on for the show or whatever. But I definitely don't get those vibes from Jason. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I feel like because Liz is such a big Bible thumper, that if she's not willing to go ahead and be intimate with Jason, that they could kind of bump heads there. So between not being intimate and her trying to bring him more into her world, as you know, just becoming more spiritual and making sure that you are involving more of your Christian characteristics in your day-to-day routine. You know, I feel like she kind of wants Jason to get to that place to where he can introduce himself by saying, you know, praise the Lord, my name is Jason, and I just want to introduce God into your life. You know what I'm saying? He has entered mine, and I just want to make sure that he's entered yours. Like, I feel like she could be slowly trying to convert him into being that big of a Christian, and that's where they're going to go left at, because I feel like other than that, the chemistry is there. So they don't have any other reason not to have a successful connection and a successful relationship. So I just feel like as long as Liz is not pushy with religion, and at some point she's willing to throw that leg back, because Jason is a young horny man. I've said that several times throughout this season. And yeah, if they can get that together, then I think they'll be fine. And I honestly, out of all the couples, Jason and Liz will be the one couple that I would actually want to follow outside of the show. I don't look at any of these people or follow up on any updates after the actual seasons, and that's on any show that I review. I don't care about these people after the season goes away. But with Liz and Jason, I would actually follow their story outside of Ready to Love, at least for the rest of the year, because I would want to know, how is it working out for them? I really want to know. So I'm definitely curious to see what they have to say on the update at the reunion. So, you know, y'all definitely make sure you come back for that. It's time for Liz to meet Jason's family. So Jason wants to introduce Liz to his mom. Okay, you get to meet my mama, girl. And mom isn't playing any games. Right off the bat, mom says, I want to talk money. I said, okay, that's cute, because none of these other people have brought up anything like that. So that's cute. You want to talk about money? Let's talk about it. And Liz says that, you know, she's pretty much in a comfortable position in her life right now, but she's been on both sides of the coin. Like, she's definitely no stranger to having to boil a pot of water in order to make a hot bath. So, you know, she doesn't walk around with her nose in the air, but she's not out here struggling either. And so the mama was like, okay, good, you know, because I know what my son working with, but I just want to know what you working with. And of course, because the cameras are on, nobody expected Liz to go into, you know, what she does for her career and this, that, and the third. So I just felt like that was a good answer. It would have been good enough for me. So they pretty much make small talk throughout the rest of the dinner. And towards the end of the dinner, Jason looks over at his mom and he's just like, Mom, I just want to know, do I have your blessings or not with this connection with Liz? And she was like, absolutely, of course you have my blessings. And then of course this puts a smile on both of their faces. Jason is just looking like a freaking little kid, like, oh my God, mommy says I can date you. And it was cute. It was a cute little moment. So yeah, Jason and Liz are about to run off into the sunset and see where this thing goes. Now it is time for Chris and Amber. Chris decides that he wants to introduce his Chris decides that he wants to introduce Amber to his brothers. Now, I know that both of his brothers' names started with a K. One of their names is Keenan, and I don't remember the other brother's name. But anyway, Keenan jumped right in with the right in. So Keenan says, you know, you're young, you're beautiful, you're educated. So what I want to know is, why haven't no one bagged you yet? Amber said, no, the real question is, why haven't I allowed anyone to bag me yet? And Keenan came back and said, no, the real question is, do you have some type of character flaw that we need to know about?
Oh my God.
I was like, okay, this is a real, they was really just duking this thing out. And, and the whole time Chris is just sitting there looking like, okay, well, you know, this is getting a little spicy. So then the other brother chimed in before, you know what I'm saying, before Amber and Keenan started throwing blows at each other. He intervened and he wanted to know, you know, is this connection real? He was like, look, my question is, I just want to know if this is real, because we already know, I'm sure you already know, that my brother done been through this before. So I just need to know, is this real? And Amber was like, well, listen, you know, outside of this show, when these cameras go off, me and Chris are still communicating through the phone. Me and Chris are still going out on dates. Like, I share things with him that I wouldn't share with just anybody. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have a genuine connection with him, I wouldn't waste my time sharing certain things that I share with him. So, you know, yeah, this connection is definitely real. Like, it's real. So that's when Keenan calmed his ass down just a little bit. And he was like, okay, well, you know, that's good to hear. Like, only reason that I was coming at you so hard is because of what happened in the previous season, because I know my brother is a good guy and he just doesn't deserve to keep getting his heart stepped on. So, you know, don't take offense to any of the way that I was coming at you. I just needed to make sure that it's real. And he was like, you know, truth be told, you way finer than that other girl anyway. And I was like, ooh, the shade of it all. He made sure he took a jab at old girl, because she did make herself look stupid. And she pissed a lot of America off with that dumb shit that she said and the ignorant way that she acted towards Chris. But yeah, either way it went, we're all rooting for Chris, and we're glad that him and Amber are working out thus far. Now it's time for Amber to introduce Chris to her people. So the people that she had there were her older brother, her sister, and her best friend. That's who Chris got to meet. And let's see what happened. So, well, first, before we get into that, I just want to say, when Chris initially walked into the restaurant, and I hope I can find a snapshot, when I tell you nobody was impressed with Chris's presence, like not even Amber, they all had the stalest look on their face, like, oh, this Chris? Like, nobody was impressed. And I was like, okay, I wasn't sure what was going on, because I'm just like, okay, are y'all trying to put on this this intimidation type of look? Are y'all trying to put on y'all bad boy? Are y'all on y'all mean mug shit? Or is you really just truly not impressed with his presence? I was so confused. But anyway, child, the night went on, and one of the first questions that they had was, how many serious relationships have you been in? And Chris said 4. Now, I don't know if he elaborated outside of the camera, because, you know, we know that they have to do a lot of editing and this and that and the third. But my whole thing is this, because when he said 4, the sister was like, whoo, that's a lot. First of all, you have to add up his age. That's first of all. He didn't say he's been married 4 times. He said he's been in 4 serious relationships. That first relationship could have started in middle school. It could have started in high school. You don't know. And even for me, I guess I got so offended because, like, I've been in 4 serious relationships, but 2 of those relationships ended in tragedy. You know what I'm saying? 2 of those people are no longer on earth anymore, and it had nothing to do with me. It was nothing that I had any control over. So, you know, I can't say that my number would have been past 2 if that wouldn't have, you know, if those tragic situations wouldn't have happened. So it's like, don't judge me because I've been in 4 serious relationships. So I really hope that they had time to elaborate off camera, because it rubbed me the wrong way that the sister had judged him for having 4 serious relationships. So, but Chris gathered her real nice nasty, because he went ahead and cut her off at the knees, and he was like, yeah, you know, I can tell you're not sold, you know, you're not sold by me. I could tell you're really not feeling me like that. And I was so happy that he just came out and said it, because it's like, y'all had the nastiest energy at that table when he walked in, and it was really unwarranted. Like, it was really unwarranted. But yeah, Chris got their ass together real nice nasty. So then after, you know, he let it be known that, yeah, I can tell that this table is not feeling me, but it's not swaying me left or right. So then that's when the sister changed her tune and was like, oh, no, like, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying that Amber is our superstar. And he looked over at Amber. He was like, I know she's a superstar. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to tell me. I know she's a superstar, and I'm certainly not here to dim her light. If anything, I'm here to make it brighter. So then that's when the best friend was like, well, you know, Amber is somewhat of a workaholic. So how do you think you can get her back to, you know, more self-care? And he was like, oh, I would never let her work herself into some type of mental breakdown or always be continuously stressed out. He was like, you know, you have to take breaks. You have to be able to come home and mentally unpack. And that's what I'm here for. And so that really eased their minds, because I think the sister said something to the effect of, you know, I'm just glad that that's how you feel about it, because most men, you know, wouldn't care nothing about that and just want their women to just work and things of that nature. So they was happy to hear Chris's answer about that, and it kind of took the tension out of the room just a bit. But child, that was rough. So I have to salute you, Chris, because I think I think my feelings would have been on my shoulder at the table, because it's like, why are y'all treating me like this, and you literally don't know me. Like, you literally don't know me. But anyway, moving on. Kyra and AJ. Kyra introduces AJ to her mom and her BFF, which is also a lawyer. I forget her name, but she is BFF, okay? So between the BFF and the mama, it was another situation like with Joel, because AJ couldn't even hardly sit his ass in the chair good, and they went to firing off the questions. They wanted to know, what do you think Kyra wants? The mama says, are you romantic? Are you funny? You know, if you guys have conflict, how can you handle it? Like, before he could answer anything, they was already at the next question. But one of the big questions that the mamas asked, she said, if you and Kyra did decide to get together, then what would that look like? And AJ could not answer the question. So this had all the ladies at the table really looking at him sideways, because it's like, so you really don't have any expectations for this relationship? You just kind of winging this shit? It's just kind of going, this is kind of like a one day at a time type of thing for you? And so yeah, Kyra says that really pretty much fucked with her head, because for her to already be so undecisive, when he didn't have an answer for that question, it made it even worse for her. Okay, because she don't know where he's at, so she don't know where she should be at, pretty much. So shortly after that, the BFF decided that she wanted to put a wrap and a bow on the whole motherfucking dinner conversation, because she was irritated with AJ at that point. And she said, look, I'ma just keep it a buck. I feel like you and Kyra are both still showing your representatives. I feel like you guys need to unveil and just pull out the real people and see if y'all can set this connection on fire, because right about now the heat is very much on low, and that's just the vibe that I'm getting. And I said, well, say what the hell you really mean, BFF. Say what the fuck you really got on your mind, because I mean, hell, you couldn't articulate it any better than the way that she said it, and it makes perfect sense. Like, I don't feel like she was reaching at all. I do feel like both of them are still presenting their representatives, okay? But because we still don't know what the hell Kyra got going on. And AJ, all the ladies say the same thing about AJ, is that, you know, he's a smooth operator, but you really don't know the real AJ. You know what I'm saying? You really always get the representative. So right on, BFF girl. Like, I can't say it no better than you, so I'm just gonna move the fuck on. So, you know, with that dinner being an absolute train wreck, it's time to flip-flop that thing, and it is time for Kyra to meet AJ's mom. Okay, you get to meet mama, girl. So mama says that Ashlyn, aka AJ, I actually like your government name, AJ. I like Ashlyn. So anyway, she says that Ashlyn is 38 years old. He doesn't have any children, and she's looking forward to some damn grandbabies. Like, she's trying to figure out what's going on here. And so this got AJ clutching his pearls, because he like, damn, mama, Like, I wasn't expecting you to come out the gate like that. Like, I thought you was, you know, gonna ask some little pity pat type of question, but you talking about babies. But, you know, Kyra just kind of laughed it off, and she was a good sport about it or whatever. And then she switched it up and said, well, with my son being in the music industry, he has a lot of engagements and disengagements. So what makes you any different? And I said, well, damn. Because in my eyes, disengagement and engagement ain't nothing but a booty call. You know what I'm saying? You engaged. You got what you wanted, then you disengaged because you're in the music industry. So Kyra says that, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, me and AJ definitely got off to a rough start. And Mama was like, oh, how so? And she said, well, you know, we dated a while back, and it just, long story short, I ended up paying for the date. And Mama about blew a gasket because she had all intentions on coming in and slicing Kyra's ass into bits, because I'm gonna make you feel like you're not good enough for my son. But then when she found out her son was out here being a fucking cheapskate, she had to switch up her attitude. And she was like, she had to pay for the date. Like, you know, that's a violation for me. Like, that's 5 to 10 off the top. Like, I am very much old school. I am pretty much chivalry. I ain't never died. Like, if you're gonna take me out, you're paying for. I'm not pulling out my pocketbook to do shit. Okay, that's what Mama said. And he was like, Mom, I don't know why you looking at me like that. I don't know why you coming at me like that. Like, you don't even know the full story. We got off to a rough start, but things are getting better. That was all Kyra pretty much said. Kyra she gives very basic answers. Kyra gives very basic answers, almost like Chrysanthemum's ass. But it is what it is. So now we get to the end of the episode, where it's time for all 4 couples to meet up and make their final decision. You know, they're either gonna meet up to say, I choose you, or, you know, I'm just not ready to love. So we'll start with, of course, Joelle and Venetia. Joelle is standing out there waiting on Venetia to bring her fine ass round the corner, and she did just that. She comes, you know what I'm saying, pooching her ass down the sidewalk in this like peachy looking crushed velvet dress with a high split, and then she had on these metallic looking booties. Venetia was giving. She was just giving. Like, I don't know what else to tell y'all except for you was getting very much ass, you was giving a whole lot of titties, and you gave us flat stomach. Like, waistline where? I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, Venetia definitely pulled up looking like a Barbie doll. And Joelle was thinking the same thing. He was like, you know, goddamn, baby, you know what I'm saying, you looking good. And and Venetia was just really shy. As beautiful as she was standing there, you would have thought that like the confidence would have just been oozing out of her, but she was really shy. And as Joelle started talking, I think that shyness came because even though her and Joelle have been through all the shit that they've been through this season, with her, I mean, with him choosing Kyra, with, you know, just all the bullshit that they done been through, like, she really wasn't sure what the hell was gonna come out his mouth. She didn't know if he was ready to love or not. So I think that's where her shyness came from. But, you know, Joelle did not hesitate. He didn't keep her in suspense. He comes right out to say that, you know, I have definitely met other people throughout this process, and you already know that. But at the end of the day, I got all my money on you, baby, and I choose you. But what I want to know is, why do you choose me? And she just put her head down and she was looking kind of shy. And then they went to commercial break, of course, to make everything seem all suspenseful and shit. But once they came back, she says that she picked him because she has really gotten to know his heart. And she says she wants her kids to actually see their mom be happy with the person that she's with. She wants to switch it up and show her kids something different, that she can be in a happy, healthy relationship. And so Joel says that, you know, he's ready to see it. He's here for it and he's ready to make it happen. So in the end, they both chose each other. So congratulations, Joel and Vernisha. We knew y'all was going to the end, but you know what I'm saying, y'all just had to play along. Next, let's do Amber and Chris. So Amber and Chris, Chris says that, you know, just tells Amber, you know, you're a queen, you're an absolute goddess, and you know, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm just gonna come out and let you know that I choose you. I choose you, and I hope that you'll have me. Because again, just like Vernisha was sitting there not knowing which way Joel was gonna go, Chris has no idea which way that Amber is gonna go. So Amber says that, you know, Chris, I'm gonna be honest with you, you didn't catch my eye, but you caught my mind, and that's something that's hard to do, and for that reason I choose you. And I said, okay, I like that, Amber. He ain't catch all, you know what I'm saying? You ain't the finest, you know what I'm saying? You ain't exactly what I would have picked, but you was able to pick my mind. And that is something that is very rare and it's very hard to do. And we know that in this day and times, a lot of people get caught up in what catches, sorry. A lot of people get caught up in what catches their eye. And then it's like, so with the men, it's like, you finally got to bag this fine ass woman, and then once you get her home, you realize she got this nasty ass, fucked up ass, crusty ass attitude. So it's like, was she really worth it? And with the ladies, we want this super tall, super fine, it take him longer to get dressed than it take me to get dressed. You know, we want all of this about the man, but then he ends up being this vain ass, ignorant ass, selfish ass prick. So yeah, no, thank you, Amber, for letting us know it is not about what catches your eye, it's about what catches your mind. So either way it goes, Amber and Chris both chose each other, so let's give a congratulations to Amber and Chris. All right, Liz and Jason. Jason shows up and Liz is standing with her back facing him, and you know, he's like, close your eyes. And when she turned around, Jason was standing there with a dozen white roses. So, you know, of course, Liz didn't have to be in suspense because she already know once she had upgraded from one white rose to a dozen, that she had this shit in the bag, okay? Like, this shit is a rizap. So, you know, they really didn't have much to talk about. Jason definitely came right out and said, I choose you. Liz said, well, baby, you already know what time it is. I definitely choose you. And so Jason just pretty much wrapped up his confessional by saying that Liz makes him definitely feel like love is possible. He even makes her feel like, she even makes him feel like marriage is possible. And those are things that he hasn't thought about in years. So, you know, that's very, very special. That's very special. And in Liz's confessional, she says she feels like, you know, God didn't forget about her. She just feels like God didn't forget about her, and she's super excited to see what can happen between her and Jason. So congratulations to Liz and Jason. They both chose each other. Who am I missing? Oh Lord, how could I forget? Kyra and AJ's motherfucking ass. Okay. Let's see. Oh, when she walked in the building where he had them meet up at, he was sitting there. he was really sitting there getting his piano keys on, and once he finished the song, he said, you know, now you can let your mom know that I am romantic and I do know how to do, you know, romantic things. And Kyra was like, yes, I will definitely make sure to let her know that, because he was sitting there playing a song for her on the piano, and he had some red rose petals set out. He had the candles lit. You know what I'm saying? He had the vibe going. He had the ambience on 10, okay? So that was the vibes. He looks her in her eyes, and he's just letting her know that 4 years ago, he, you know, he came across a queen, and unfortunately he blew his opportunity via being broke but still trying to take her out on a date. Okay, you know, he said he fucked up, but he definitely believes in serendipitous. I think that was the word that he used, serendipitous, Sarah something, okay? But he says he believed that Sarah is what brought them back together. And he just wanted her to know that, look, this is not a fluke, that you ended up coming back around into my life, so I choose you. And I said, okay, AJ, I'll go for that. I'm going for it. And Kyra says that she is flattered, but she doesn't know if they know each other well enough to make that same decision as AJ. You know, she just doesn't feel like, I guess the conversation as far as the BFF saying that they both still showing their representatives, and you know, it doesn't seem like they're both crazy about each other. Like, when you think about AJ, you know, what do you think about? Do you think about, you know, all the wonderful things that y'all can be doing together? AJ, when you think about Kyra, do you see wedding bells? Do you see babies? Like, what? Do y'all see any of that stuff about each other? Or, you know, or is it just smoke and mirrors? And so that's where Kyra is at. And Kyra says that she cannot commit to being his girlfriend today because she needs more time to just really get to know him. And I respect Kyra's decision, because we've all known how, you know, undecided that she was. I'm undecided. Do-do. She been undecided since the beginning. And if I'm gonna call a thing, I just want to say that Kyra has been undecided because she's still thinking about Jason. I'm just gonna say what it is. Kyra is still trying to figure out what it could have been between her and Jason, where everything exactly went wrong, and, you know, can she just actually get over that situation and try to build something with AJ? And I think that she put it as nicely as she could to AJ without mentioning anything about Jason. And so I'm very, very, very excited for this reunion, because I feel like a lot of shit is going to come out that, you know, shit that we already knew, but it's probably a lot of things that we didn't know. And you know, all of that is coming on. I hope that's next week. I hope they're not gonna like skip a week. But I don't know, child. I don't know. But yeah, listen, y'all already know. Y'all know I'm ready to see Troy's old dusty hyena looking ass. Y'all already know I'm ready to see David's old tugboat built looking ass. Y'all already know I'm ready to see the motherfucking Gross sisters. That's Stacy and Chrysanthemum. And I am ready to see the reaction when Alexis finds out that AJ done got dumped by Kyra, just like he decided to dump her motherfucking ass. So I'm ready for the shit. So please come back to my channel next week for the reunion. Maybe they're gonna do a two-parter, because it seems like it's a lot of drama going on. So I don't know if it's gonna be 1 or 2 parts. I don't give a shit if it's 5 parts. I'm gonna be here for all of it, so make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure you like this video and drop down in the comment section and talk to you, girl. Just, you know, just send the waving emoji and say hey, so I can say hey back, Chad. Anyway, this is your girl P Hope. I want you to be happy, be healthy, be safe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.